Howdy do y'all, this is John and welcome back to my 6th Annual Horror-Athon. Today we are talking about House on Haunted Hill, a classic horror film from the 1950s starring Vincent Price. And in House on Haunted Hill, it deals with this eccentric millionaire who invites a group of random strangers to a party at a haunted house. However, weird things start to happen in this haunted house, as some people would expect, and people start dying. Now everyone's stuck until morning because there's no way out of the haunted house until morning. Okay, so getting into it first and foremost, what I liked about the movie, the entire premise is actually, real good. It's kind of a different take on the haunted house story. Yes, a lot of the familiar tropes are there. However, your average haunted house movie is people move into a house and, they can't afford to leave. Now they're stuck with a ghost or a demon. In this case, it's a person renting the house for a day so that they can have, this haunted house party. And, there's actually a lot of questioning going on as to whether or not the house is even haunted. Is it haunted? Is it people? That kind of stuff is left as a mystery, even as the movie's ending. It never answers that question, it just leaves it up to you, the audience, to determine what happened. Now, as far as the performances go, I think all the actors do a good job, but the scene stealer is undeniably Vincent Price. Price is a horror legend. Everyone, knows him from his Poe readings. He did do a lot of movies, though, and this is one of his most famous. The guy absolutely owns his character. He, gives him just about everything the character needs. This element of menace that makes you question his motives, this likability to prevent you from actually hating him altogether. Vincent Price did his job on this film. The movie was also shot in black and white, and much like The Last Man on Earth, I think that the movie's better as a black and white instead of, in full color. The visual aesthetic of black and white does help out movies sometimes, especially horror films, because it does give it this sort of, intense aura, so to speak. Just the grittier look of black and white can, in fact, make things more suspenseful, more intense. Just look at Night of the Living Dead as an example. William Castle's creative decision to make the movie in black and white definitely helped out from the visual look. I will, however, have to say that it's not exactly a very scary movie. Yes, there's tension and suspense, but it's not exactly a very scary, horrific movie. William Castle, the director of this movie, was more of a gimmick guy. He had previously made this movie called 13 Ghosts that he had the audience members be given these special glasses so that they could see the ghosts. This movie, there was this gimmick where with skeleton flying through the screen and stuff, which they still do that to this day with showings for the movie. So when it came to his actual approach to horror, making things scary, it was very heavily dependent on his gimmicks. And without the gimmicks, it just doesn't exactly work very well. I would also argue that the middle section just isn't exactly as good as the rest of the movie. There comes a point in the middle of the film where stuff's just simply happening. There really isn't much else going on. And, it does affect the film. And even though I think all of the actors do a good job, I don't think that the characters are as well written as they should be. I hardly remember any of their names. All I just remember is this Vincent Price's character, Vincent Price's wife's character, that kind of stuff. I don't recall remembering anyone's name. All in all, I'd have to say House on Haunted Hill was a good movie. Is it great? No. But it has stood the test of time in some ways, and is, a good movie. The story's good, it's original, the acting's good, there is some tension and suspense, just not horror. The visual look is appealing. I have some misgivings with it, but it is a good movie, and I do recommend checking it out this Halloween. I'm going to give House on Haunted Hill a 7. Well, that's all the time I have for today. Please look forward to more videos real soon. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Please also subscribe if you're new to the channel. Please don't forget, I have a gaming channel where I do gaming content. Please go check it out. And as per usual, please remember, the Badetsky will return.